All right, let's pull back the curtain on one of the most powerful and popular programming languages on the entire planet, Java. Ever wonder what makes so much of our digital world just work? Well, a lot of the time, the answer is Java.
You might not even realize it, but you're probably interacting with Java all day, every day. Seriously, it's like the invisible engine running behind the scenes of so much of our technology. Let me show you what I mean.
Got an Android phone in your pocket? Well, you're basically holding a ton of Java right there. It's the backbone for a huge number of apps in the Google Play Store, everything from your social media feeds to your favorite games.
And it's not just for fun and games. Think about something really important, like your money. The big banks, they trust Java's rock-solid security and stability to handle enormous amounts of transactions safely and securely. It's the silent guardian of our finances.
And when you're just browsing online, checking out your favorite sites? Yep, there's a really good chance Java is the workhorse chugging away in the background, powering the web servers that deliver all that content right to your screen.
But it's not all serious corporate behind-the-scenes stuff. Java has a really creative side too. Ever heard of a little game called Minecraft? Yeah, that entire iconic blocky universe, it was built with Java. Wild, right? So let's just think about that for a second. Secure banking, world-building games, the apps on your phone, how on earth can one single programming language do all of that? Well, the answer is baked right into its core philosophy.
It all boils down to this one really brilliant idea that was Java's main selling point from day one. It was a promise that completely changed how people built software.
This was the motto: write once, run anywhere. Imagine you're a programmer. This was a dream come true. It meant you could write your code one time and it would just work on any machine without you having to rewrite it for every different operating system. It was an absolute game changer. And here's how they pulled it off. A developer writes their Java program, but when they compile it, it doesn't turn into code for a Mac or code specifically for Windows. Nope, it becomes this universal intermediate format, and that one file can then run on pretty much anything: Linux, Windows, Mac OS, you name it. That universal format, that magic ingredient, it has a name: bytecode. Think of it as a special kind of language that isn't for a specific computer, but for a virtual engine. As long as a device has that engine installed, it can understand and run the bytecode. Okay, so to really get how this whole virtual engine thing works, we need to quickly learn three little acronyms that are at the heart of the Java world: the JDK, the JRE, and the JVM. I love this visual because it explains their relationship perfectly. It's like a set of those Russian nesting dolls. The JDK is the biggest one on the outside. You open it up and inside you find the JRE. And then, right at the very core of it all, you have the JVM. So let's make this super simple. If you're a developer, someone who wants to actually write Java code, you need the whole toolbox. That's the JDK, the Java Development Kit. But if you're just a regular user who wants to run a Java program, you only need the JRE, the Java Runtime environment. And the JVM? That's the engine itself, the Java virtual machine. It lives inside the JRE, and it's the part that actually executes the bytecode. It's the heart of the whole operation. Okay, enough theory. Let's actually see what Java code looks like. And we'll start with the most famous first program in all of coding. And there it is. Hello World. This little piece of code is the traditional first step for pretty much anyone learning Java. Now, I know it might look a little intimidating with all the brackets and special words, but its job is incredibly simple. Just print the words "Hello World" to the screen. Let's just break it down real fast. First, you've got class Hello World. That's basically the blueprint, like a cookie cutter that defines the program's overall shape. Next is that long line, public static void main. Don't worry about all the words. Just think of it as the big green start button. It's the official entry point where Java knows to begin. And finally, system.out.println. That is the specific command that says, "Hey computer, print this message." So where did this all come from anyway? Well, let's hop back to the 1990s. A guy named James Gosling and his team at Sun Microsystems were tired of having to rewrite their software for every different type of device. So their core mission was to create a language that was totally platform independent. And they absolutely nailed it. Decades later, Java is still one of the most dominant and trusted languages in the world.
And that's a quick look at Java, the language that's everywhere, built on the incredible promise of running anywhere. So that just leaves one final thought. If you could write one program that runs on billions of devices all over the globe, what would you write?